בליל הסדר מספרים סיפור, ונראה שהתורה וגם חז"ל הדגישו את התקשורת בין ההורים לילדים. לכן לדוגמה יש דגש כל כך חשוב על השאלות, על יצירת אפשרות לשאלה בכלל, לשיח בין דורי, אפילו בלי התשובות לפעמים. למה השיח הבין דורי הזה כל כך יסודי, ולמה הוא נצרך דווקא בליל היציאה לחירות? מה הוא יוצר השיח הבין דורי הזה? בואו נצפה בדברים של מבזקס, ושימו לב גם לתוספת המיוחדת והמרגשת שהבאנו לכבוד פסח בסיום הדברים של הרב.
If you look in the Torah in Parshas Bo, you see that when Moses on the brink of the Exodus gathers the people together, he doesn't talk about any of the obvious subjects, freedom, or the land flowing with milk and honey, or the challenges of the journey. Instead, 3 times, he talks about the duty of telling our story to our children. Vaya ki yishalcha bincha macha, when your child asks you. Vaya ki yomru alechem, when your children say such and such to you. Veigadet alavincha, you shall tell your child on that day. 3 times he talks about telling our story to our children throughout the generations. Why so? Because Moshe Rabbeinu understood that freedom is not won in a single moment. It needs to be fought for in every generation. And that means handing on to our children 3 very important gifts. Number 1, the gift of identity. Who am I? Number 2, the gift of values. How shall I live? And number 3, the sense of continuity, that they are part of a story which includes us as our story includes them. Education as the conversation between the generations. Once you do that, your identity becomes extraordinary and indelible. Because of Pesach, we will always remember our name. We will always keep the flame, and we will always tell the story. The longest, oldest, most inspiring story the world has ever known. Chag kasher v'sameach.
נאה דורש, נאה מקיים. בשנת תשע"ו 2016 זכה הרב בפרס טמפלטון היוקרתי. שם הפתיע אותו ביתו גילה בדברים שאמרה לכבודו בשם כל האחים. מהדברים שאמרה שם פוגשים קצת במבזקס כאבא, ובהקשר שלנו בעצם כדמות כזו של ליל הסדר, שמעבירה סיפור גדול של זהות לדור הבא. אז צפו ותהנו ותתרגשו, ושיהיה לכולנו, לכל עם ישראל, פסח שמח וקשה.
Good evening. Firstly, I would like to thank the Templeton Family and Foundation for allowing me to share a few thoughts this evening on behalf of my brother Josh, my sister Dina, and our families, and to thank them for honouring our father in this extraordinary way. You have made him very happy, and for that, Josh, Dina, and I are so grateful. Many wonderful things have been said tonight about our father and what he has achieved, but I was asked to say a few words about what he has taught us, his children. I thought that would be easy, but it turns out that it is next to impossible to separate out what a parent has taught you from the you that you are, to know where to start, to find the words. So let me just tell you 3 things about our dad. Before I do, it may be a cliche, but it's the truest one I know. I don't think he would mind me saying that whatever he has done, he could not have done any of it at all without the strength which he and we get from our amazing mum. So all the praise spoken this evening is of course hers too. Ben Zoma famously asks in the Mishnah in Tractate Avot, who is wise? One who learns from everyone. And that's the first thing I want to tell you about my father. He learns and learns and learns from everyone. His excitement at new ideas, at meeting somebody interesting, at discovering a great book, doesn't lessen with time in any way. The more he knows, the more he wants to learn. His absolute commitment to learning everything, to seeing all knowledge as important, to taking as seriously a conversation about business as one about ethics or science or art, to taking as seriously the search for excellence in any field. When I was younger, no matter what I was studying at school or university, no matter what the essay topic, if I mentioned it to my dad, he would immediately walk over to the bookcase and pick off the exact book I needed. He learns from everyone, and we learn this from him. Ben Zoma continues, who is rich? One who is happy with what he has. When I thought about my father and what he has taught me, I don't think I expected happiness to be what came to mind. I'm not sure his happiness is what most immediately stands out about him, or what many people see. And yet the more I thought about it, the more I realized that he has in fact taught me some very important things about how to be happy. He taught me that happiness is as much something we choose as something we find, that it can be hard work, but it can be worked at. And I learned from the happiness he finds in the world, even the world when the world is a difficult place too. His joy at a beautiful view, a great walk, a moving piece of music, his undiminishing joy in spending simple, happy times with my mum, the happiness he gets from each of his grandchildren. To be happy with what one has, teaches Ben Zoma, does not mean settling for what you have, but really finding the happiness in where you are, enjoying the fruits of this world, this day. And that is the second thing which we learn from my father, and perhaps that sometimes he learns from us too. And thirdly, and most importantly of all, we have learnt from his faith, not just in God, but in the ability and responsibility of each of us to make a difference in some way. To not ever just accept the world as we find it, but to always, always believe it can be different, and to believe that there is no reason at all that that difference can't be something to do with us. This was not for us some grand calling to go out and change the world. It was simply a way of looking at the world, to always see in it the potential for good, the potential for change, and to always see ourselves as having the ability to make a difference, never just passive observers. My father's faith in the ability of things to change and people to change them is what I am most grateful for. Because sometimes when it's hard for me to believe, it's enough for me to know that he does. And because he's the cleverest person I know, he's probably therefore right. And I think his faith is, in this way, empowering for so many people whose lives he has touched. Even when they might not always be able to believe that things can change, knowing that he does helps them to do more to make that change happen. Ben Zoma concludes the Mishnah, who is honored? One who brings honor to others. By believing in us, in our potential for good and our responsibility for good, my father brings honor to so many. And in the life that he leads and the Torah that he teaches, he brings honor to God. And so it is right that this evening he is being honored. Thank you.